We will never be this young again. Never. We can be stronger, wiser, kinder, better. Yeah, we're getting better. How? Pain, change, and change hurts. It also feels good too. There's joy, peace in the middle of the storm, love, a whole lot of love. I should know. In the last quarter of 2017, I moved to Houston, Texas, baby. Population 2.3 million from Rochester, New York. Population 207,000. This move from small city to large, from east to Gulf Coast, was a hell of a change. But I had to make it work to fulfill my purpose. Too old is for everyone who thinks they're too old to start over. Everyone who has gripped their balls and done it anyway. Everyone who takes risks. Everyone who was scared. Everyone living their best lives. And everyone who is tired of letting life pass them by. Too old is for you. Today we have Donovan Guidry.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yay, on the show. Comedian, husband, writer, producer. Y'all know I love the written word. It is my life's work. So we'll start with a short blog that I wrote. Then I'll kick it to you. All right?
Sounds good.
Get your feedback on what resonated, so forth and so forth. Cool?
Yes.
'Tis the season. I was in Atlanta a few months back at an all-woman show, which was very organized and pleasant. A cool, bra-burning type vibe. The headliner took the stage and started to detail her trailer park upbringing, the strip club she used to tend bar at, her knocks of life. So yeah, I tried Jesus, but he was taking too long, so I became a witch. She described that with great detail, and the crowd laughed, hardly batted an eye. Last year around this time, I was on a TV show. Y'all know the one. Y'all see me there all the time. Unbeknownst to me, we were filming a Friday the 13th episode. So they brought real witches out who set up a real shrine to do real spells to summon real demons. So I really pled the blood of Jesus, and then I really got the fuck up out of there. And this is where I'm supposed to issue a disclaimer, where I'm supposed to say, that's just me, or I'm not trying to judge, or some pussified statement to dampen the sting of offense. Nah. Instead, I will say this. Some of y'all playing with the devil, but the devil ain't playing with you. Today's opening quote is from I don't know where, but 'tis the season for accelerated demonic activity. Stay in your word and stay prayed up. Don't be dumb and don't be blind. PPS, that TV show shoots way in advance. I was told we were doing an episode about exes. I dressed in disguise to be funny and plug Bonke's Comedy Cabaret. I didn't know it was Friday the 13th theme to be hexes and exes. When I peeped the scene, I prayed. Refused the cocktail the witches made. I listened more. And when I did speak, I addressed soul ties and juju and witchcraft. I pled the blood of Jesus. I don't play. I cut demons' heads off. The last frame of the show, we were all supposed to stand by the bar, which had been converted to a shrine. I refused. I told y'all, I don't play with witches. I pulled my mic off and walked out, thinking I would never be booked in that show again. PPPS, they did book me again. But even if they hadn't, I served the Most High God. It would still be a win. PPPPS, here's the link so you can see for yourself. I took my stance around the 13-minute mark. PPPPS, I don't think people sell their souls to the devil. I think they give it away, piece by piece, compromise by compromise, silence by silence. Now, let that preach.
Man, what's going on in Atlanta?
What's going on everywhere?
I probably would have did the same thing. I probably would have did the same thing. I don't play around with that.
Yeah.
You remember back in the day, Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Didn't play.
Yeah. Even as a kid, you knew.
Even as a kid, it was just somebody who just, you only went too far. You only went too far. I don't play no games with that, but yeah, I don't know if how I would have been able to. Yeah, I don't get that. the fact that they didn't tell you that was gonna be going on.
Yeah.
So you didn't stay to see what happened. You don't know if they was able to talk to no demons or anything?
No, so I stayed for, I would say, 80% of the show, right?
Okay.
Because the format is they always will have like a bartender come and they will plug the bar or
Right,
whatever.
right.
But in this particular time, because it was Friday the 13th, they were like, oh, we're from Coven such and such, you know? Because sometimes people dress up as things or they play around, but they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But in this instance, they knew exactly what it was. And they were talking about, oh, we're going to summon this demon. And that's how I was like, yeah, nah.
Got a lot of movies and shows about stuff like that nowadays.
Right.
What you think that's about? How you think something like that comes about?
That's why I brought you on here to talk about. What you think?
Man. Well, I think it's one of those things that I don't know them. I don't know them, but you seem to be kind of biblical in a way. We in the devil's world, right? So I think it's best that you stay away from, those kind of spirits and fall into all that. And just, if you're interested in what's going on in that world, just pick up the Bible. Just pick up the Bible and read. Don't get into all this. I want to talk to my dead aunt. And, man, talk to them now. How about that? Talk to your people now. That way you ain't trying to go reach them in some...
Yeah, it's a weird way.
Weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know how you was able. I don't know how you met them folk, but so would you? You said you would go back. You were invited to do another one. Would you?
The TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't the same theme, so that's what. So with all of these, I always try to pick a blog that I think the guests will resonate with, right? So I know that you're a man of faith and you're a comedian and you're in this entertainment field, right? So how has it been for you navigating those various things and being a husband?
Or newly entertaining when it comes to the entertainment. So about a year and a half. I guess I did a little entertainment, but new with comedy.
Okay.
New with comedy. That's an interesting question because that's what I'm battling with right now. I've been married for a while too. I've been with the same woman for a long time too. So my lifestyle don't really fit comedy.
Right.
Stand-up comedy, I mean.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy is a night thing. So me being out there in the streets like that is not really what I've been doing for a long time. So when I started doing open mics and realizing that open mics is 10, 11 p.m. and then you may not even get on the stage until 1, I'm like, man, this is not what I'm trying to do. I need to be able to figure out to get my practice in a different kind of way. So I done took some L's because I know I didn't probably rush some stuff on stage knowing that I'm not ready, but it's just the path that I'm kind of choosing. I don't see myself being on open mics nightly. And I see people when I first started, the first like 2 months, I was going to more open mics and I saw the same people at every spot, same people, same jokes in a way too, to be honest. And I was like, I wonder if there's a different way to go about it. So I'm trying not to necessarily go that route if I can avoid it, even though it's not messing up my relationship or anything. I don't really change that much.
What made you decide you wanted to start comedy?
Well, I kind of always wanted to do something that would entertain people, make people laugh. I know I love comedy. A lot of people do. That don't mean you can do it, but it was one of those things where I make people laugh in general, but I'm quiet at the same time. So I'm not a life of the room type. I feel like you kind of give off that. I'm a life of the room. I've never been that type of person. Yeah, in a way. In a way. I could be wrong though, because I did come see you. So I could be wrong, but I'm not that type of person. I mean, I can be somewhere and you don't even hear me. I'm real shy, stuff like that. So this was one of those things where this is a challenge. I was like, this is not really my personality. I started doing it. Everybody in my family like, you doing comedy? One of those things. Because that's not my personality. So I felt like this would be a good challenge. And it's been challenging. It's been challenging too. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but that's what I like about it.
What's your material like? Is it clean?
Yeah, well, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, because so far I would say out of the shows I've done, about 50% of them have been, not 50%, but I would say a few of them have been in front of like family too.
Okay.
So I haven't gotten like dirty, and I don't have that kind of mind to be dirty, nasty anyway. So I feel like if I go that route, I'm being something else. So it doesn't come out naturally dirty, but I'm kind of rangy. I can talk family. I can talk politics. I can talk what's entertaining today. The Diddy stuff and all that. I try to be informed in general.
Okay. So walk us back to, where did your faith start from? How did you meet God?
how did I meet God is, well, my family is religious, you know. I got baptized last year, so 2023. So I was well over 30 when I got baptized. And when you get baptized, they ask you, do you believe in the good news? And they tell you what that is. I didn't know why I was getting baptized at that time, but I understood at that time.
News?
The good news of that Jesus was born, died, and rose again. If you believe in that and truly believe in that, that's essentially what the good news is. A lot of people believe that the Old Testament and you have to have these 10 demands. You have to do these 10 commandments, and that's the only way to go to heaven. That's not. So, the good news is that, God gave us his son. He died and he rose again. If you believe in that, then, and you believe in love, that's really the way to heaven. If you believe that, then that's what I didn't know, but that's what I've learned over the time. Over the last year and a half, that's what I've learned. I've read about the Bible, probably the whole Bible now so far. So, yeah, that's kind of how I found it.
What made you want to get baptized at your big age?
I know, right? To be honest with you, I didn't know what was next. I didn't really. There was a whole lot of stories out there. I had people in my ear sending me stuff, family members sending me different religions and different preachers and all that. And I just wanted to know for myself. I got people in my family. I want to know where they're gonna go. I got a mom who's been a lesbian since I was like 7. I want to know where she's gonna go, because if you listen to certain people, they're gonna tell you she's going under. And so I wanted to learn it. I wanted to find out, and then I started going to church once I got baptized. You know how that goes. And then this year I stopped going. I just started reading the Bible, and then I started getting a different knowledge of what everything is.
What made you stop? You wanted to cut the middleman out?
Yeah, I felt like the Bible is kind of been twisted a little bit anyway. Like it's not like the original words anyway. So me going to somebody else and listening to them preach one verse, it wasn't really enough. It wasn't valuable to me. So I needed to do more reading. Okay. I did more reading. I couldn't. That's kind of what church is. I mean, you could do Bible study and stuff like that, but I was like, let me do this on my own time. And then I started to realize that church is really about talking to people and that kind of thing. It's not really a physical place, right?
Like so that we are the church.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
So in your day-to-day walk and I gave you some, I said comedian, producer, writer, husband. Did I leave any titles out?
Sales manager.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the job that pays right now, right? Yeah, that's what I am. I would like to say I'm creative, I guess. Yeah. I don't like being bored, so I'm always trying to do something. Okay.
So in all these different titles and platforms that you have, how is it that you present yourself as the church?
How do I present myself as the church? I don't know. That's an interesting question. I would say if you talk to me long enough, it's going to be hard to not talk to me about good versus bad, which a lot is what a lot of my life is just doing good versus bad. At this point, I'm saved. Yeah. I know a lot of what I do is about sin. Because this is a sinful world, right? A lot of people don't even know what sin is. Sin is just simply doing right from wrong. Only you know what right from wrong is. You and God, of course. Right. So that's kind of what church is for me. Is if you talk to me about anything, it's probably going to go towards that conversation. It's just how it is. How do people respond to that? Do you ever feel like you're kind of alienating folks? I am. You're okay with that? That's kind of me too. I'm a busy loner type person. Like I like to be alone. Can't really be alone doing this, but I like to be alone for the most part. But I also know that people don't like to talk to you all the time when it comes to, if you talk about religion too much, it can move some people away. Yeah. So my conversations with people it's kind of spotty sometimes. Most of my conversations are really just with family. Yeah, I hear you. You keep it tight. Yeah. So you've mentioned that you've been married for a long time. Yeah. How 7 years. I've been with the same woman since about 15 years. Okay. Yeah. Okay. What advice do you have for husbands? What advice do I have for husbands? Know why you're getting married. That's probably for everybody, but know why you're getting married. Yeah. I mean, know why you're getting married. I mean, marriage is boring. To a lot of people,
Great
marriage
marketing.
is boring.
Yeah.
To a lot of people, marriage is boring. You're with the same person. When you're growing up and getting to know who you are, the fun part about all that is you get to fuck around with people.
Yeah.
You don't do that when you marry. For the most, I mean, you can find whatever your type of relationship you want, but for the most part, that's not what marriage is.
Yeah.
So, know why you're getting married. Know who you're getting married to. I think everybody should know who they're getting married to. Date. Talk to each other. Don't base it off of me and her get together and we're on a vacation and that's how we're basing it. Don't base it on that. Like there's a lot of phases in marriage. That's what I'm realizing. There's a lot of phases in relationships, and if you're gonna do it, you be ready, be committed to it. Be committed to it. Yeah.
Where do you want the comedy and the entertainment piece of what you do? Where do you want to see that go?
I want to see that. I want to see what I can do. I never really explained it, but it's kind of combining the religion kind of with the comedy in some kind of way.
Okay.
I want to see how that can happen. I'm pretty sure it's been done before, but I want to see how I can do that.
Yeah.
And whatever that means. If that means doing little skits and shows or I want to see if I can do that, because it's. I mean, I've seen plays. I'm pretty sure you've seen plays. There's a lot of religion in plays and stuff.
Right.
So I want to see what that would look like done by me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
You follow Kev on stage?
Yeah, I've seen him. He's kind of bald head, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's a great model to what's possible. You know what I mean? In regards to Christian comedy and the different ways that can look.
Okay, so that was kind of his.
That still is.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up and see how I've seen him on social media, but I know his story.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Tell us more of your story. What do we need to know about Donovan?
I don't know. I think sports background. I've graduated college. I went that route.
Are you a father?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. Want to be though. Want to be a father. I want to have a lot of kids. I'm one of those type of people.
Okay.
If I can afford it, I want to have a lot of kids. I feel like that's about legacy though. So it's more probably selfish, but it's about legacy. I want to have a lot of kids for legacy. I think that's kind of your mark. Is kind of what you leave out there.
May I ask how young are you?
33.
33. So, you're in your Jesus year.
That's what that is?
Yeah, you know, Jesus was 33.
Yeah. See, okay.
Right.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
Right. So, as you get older, do you find that legacy is more important to you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you get older, I've been thinking about this for a while though. I kind of had an older mind.
Okay, you seem like a young ass old nigga.
Yeah, I had one of those, and she was the older. She was the one that was more wise, because if it was up to me, we would have had kids at 20.
Okay.
21. Just off of me being ignorant, thinking I'm old and I don't want to be old when I have kids. That stupid mindset, and then you start to realize that's just dumb. You're not gonna be old if you have a kid at 35 or 40.
Yeah.
It's just the mindset thing. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah.
Do you think that something that may have been driving that was the fact that Black men's life expectancy is lower? Like, did you ever have like a accelerated clock in your head?
with family, yes, because you start to see how Black people die for all these different reasons. You got diabetes, you got all these heart diseases and stuff like that. So yeah, you kind of can. You don't try to think about it that way. But you always have this clock, like I need to go. I need to go for a lot of different reasons, though. It can be just because I'm trying to get out of this house. Yeah. It can be just because, okay, I'm the youngest one in my family as far as my siblings. I done seen, now I'm ready to do my own thing now. It can be for a lot of different reasons, but yeah, that too.
Gotcha. And you're originally from Louisiana?
No, I'm from Houston, but my dad's side is from Louisiana.
Gotcha. So you're H-Town native?
Yeah, my mom's is from Fifth Ward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, what does Houston mean to you?
What does Houston mean to me? Houston is Texas to me, if that makes sense.
Tell me more.
Houston is Texas. When I think of Texas, I think of Houston. I think if you think of any viewpoint you have of Texas, you're going to find that in Houston in the biggest way. So if you think of Texas of horses, you're going to find horses in Houston. Okay. If you think of Texas, cowboy hats and all that, you're going to find that. If you think of Texas as country, you're going to find that. If you think of Texas as the opposite of country, you can find the city too. You can find everything you want in Texas. Everything is big in Texas, but it really is Houston. You know, everybody really wants to know what's Houston.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I look at it, you know, and I probably feel that same way if you were to ask me the same thing about Georgia. I kind of feel like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is, I just want to go to Atlanta when I think of Georgia, but I guess that's kind of what it is.
Do you see yourself living anywhere else?
If I was single.
Okay.
Yeah, if I was not with my, my wife, it's easier to have those thoughts when because I'm over Houston now. I've been staying here so long.
Yeah,
I'm ready to see what else it would look like living somewhere. I haven't lived in other places when it comes to school.
Yeah,
but just like I want to live in New York for like a year or two. I want to live there for like a year or two and see what that's about, and live other places as well.
Gotcha.
California maybe for 6 months. I don't think I can do that for that long.
Yeah. Cali's different.
Yeah.
What's something you wish your younger self knew?
What's something I wish I knew how my mom's and dad's relationship would affect my family. Yeah, I wish I knew how that would affect my family. So when my mom, came out when I was like 6 or 7, a year later we, my family split and everything. We stayed with our parents. I got to see what two women, staying with two women was like. I got to see the relationship between my mom and my dad, how that was. I got to see how my brother and my sisters grew up and all that. And for some reason, I feel like it kind of started there. So I wish I could have seen that back then.
Okay.
And somehow been able to, I don't know, change the way things went in the future.
That's fair.
If that makes sense.
What's something that you wish older people knew?
Older people. That they were once, I wish they remember that they were once young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm starting to, I'm in that age where, when you start to hang around your younger siblings now, you be like, dang, you getting big. I'm realizing that now, like at 30 years old, I feel like people forget that they used to be this age. I used to now I feel old when I say something like that. I'm already starting to feel old, so I think you just got to realize that you used to be that age. So, be patient in a lot of ways. I think there's a lot of people hurting our kids out there when it comes to adults. And I think it's because a lot of people lack patience. I think a lot of people lack patience, man. That's what I think about when I think about our adults, man. Just remember you used to be that age at one point in time. Kids are innocent. Kids are innocent. I wish our adults remember that.
As you're, 33 and expanding, right? Have you noticed any differences within yourself as you're aging?
Yeah, I noticed. I noticed I got a lot of feelings that I noticed as I grown older. I noticed that I have a lot of feelings that a lot of people have. I guess that makes sense. The more you grow older, the more you start to listen. So I don't know if everybody does this, but I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of people in general. And because I don't hang around a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I get to know people outside of college.
Yeah.
Since college is so far removed. And I realized that these thoughts and feelings that I have, a lot of people do. Everybody just deals with them in different ways.
Yeah.
It's just how you deal with it. Everybody's dealing with something. It's just how you deal with it. Are you going to deal with it with hard drugs? Are you going to deal with it with liquor? Are you going to deal with it with talking to family? Are you going to deal with it by talking to God? How are you going to deal with these issues? When you're growing up, you don't know why you feel the way you feel at all. Why you think the way you think. You don't know why you do anything. You just kind of moving around. As you grow, you start to see, this is just a big world of, it's just a big cycle. This is in the Bible. That's when I talk to people.
Nothing new under the sun.
There's nothing new. That's why I say I try to not to talk to people too much about the Bible. I just tell them, just go read. Just go read, because me trying to convince you, you're already where you're at right now. I can already tell. If you just read for yourself with an open mind, you'll see a lot of the things you see today happen centuries ago.
May I be so bold to ask, what are you dealing with?
What am I dealing with?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm dealing with anything, except at this phase of my life, I want to say that I want to be known for something more. I feel like if I were to go today I know that's kind of sad to think, but I feel like my legacy, I'm not happy with my legacy today.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So where I'm at today, I feel like I'm like, life is halfway. And I feel like I got a lot that I still want to accomplish. And that's where I'm at today. Yeah. Okay. I'm not really dealing with anything, but the daily grind of wanting to be successful.
Yeah, and that clock is ticking.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah,
it feels like it. But you know how it is. You never want to think about it. You know? You got to move at your own speed and just know that if you put the work in, you will get it.
We like to end these with something you're too old for.
Okay, something I'm too old for. I really don't like to party with young people. I don't. It's too much going on, man. You got to deal with too much social media, too many TikTok dances, and too much youth. I don't like it. I'm too old for that.
Okay.
If I go out nowadays to a bar, it needs to be, like 50 and up.
It needs to be grown folks.
It needs to be grown folks.
Was Third Tuesday old enough for you?
Nah, it was okay. It was okay. But I saw some 25-year-olds in there. I saw a drink menu. That usually is a sign that the place is too young when you see a drink menu.
You are ridiculous.
For real.
All right. What's something you're not too old for?
I'm not too old for. Man, that's a tricky question. I don't know.
You're not too old for drink menus, damn it, Donovan.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too old for drink. I'm not too old for anything,
Okay.
For anything. Just you can invite me anywhere. I don't think I'm too old for a lot of things. I can adjust.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
I go by my government name, Donovan Guidry. So, just spell it Donavon Guidry. That's where you will find me on everything.
And you produced a comedy contest recently, right?
Yeah, stand-up tournament. Yeah. It was okay. Bumps in the road, but it was interesting to just start to plan it and go through with it and finish it because now you know that you can do it.
Right.
And now you know you can do it better.
That's all right.
It was good.
Now you know that you can do it, and now that you know you can do it better. And on that note, we love y'all. We love y'all. God bless.